Hello there, welcome back to the channel. I'm going to focus today on the Spectator client, which I feel like a lot of people might not really know is like part of the game now. RPA made this, so when we run this, you can hit refresh. Anyone that opts in by clicking the gear in the single player menu to make their game spectatable, or if you just play online on Vublay, it should make the games, I think by default now, spectatable. You can sort it by date, and it just sort of, I think it does like maybe a week or so. It's the 14th to the 6th there, and then they'll cycle out. So they're all basically stored on a server. And I thought for this video, we'd just go through some of the 1v1s that the guys have been playing, like in the past day or so. And see, there's a lot of games yesterday. So we'll go through some of those and just see, there's one with Yoda and Parappa. Just start with that, so you can just hit spectate. Don't embarrass me like this. There we go. Taking his time. But yeah. So in we go, and it pretty much just opens the recorded game, and you can watch it from there, and just treat it like a normal recording, right? So I can speed it up and stuff. So in this one, I'm going to have Yoda here in the yellow playing Republic, and then we got Parappa here in the blue with the Genosians. And this is that map that like deletes half of it with cliffs, like locks you in some sort of canyon. Has a good aesthetic to it though. It definitely does feel like you're in some sort of rocky canyon. In terms of food, we've got some Gizkas. Got stockpile food. There's usually some lure in this. There's a Ronto, one of the good old classic Rontos. There's plenty of food to keep things going. A couple of banthas as well. Not worth putting in a nursery, is it? It's a lot of these Gizkas though. Nice little safe area. This would be a kind of a nice place to wall out, to be honest. You get your Nova there, you can get like this cheeky carbon. You could even build a food processor here, eat the Gizkas, and then make some farms there too. It's pretty cool. Walling on this map looks kind of easy, in all honesty. It does feel like short distance. I think if this rolled a lot more nerfs, you'd maybe just see mounting aggression, right? But pretty closable, like tree clusters with some light walls or some prefab shelters, so might favour just going T3. See what the players want to do though. And I think just for general practice, I'm going to go through quite a few different games just for a bit of variety. See how people are playing and how the games are going. We'll just speed up to get through T1 because same old stuff, right? I don't want to talk about it forever. Carbon processor going down there. No idea why the workers do this, man. It's like one side lean. Il Ronto. Pillar of many workers. Parappa's got as many Gizkas. It's nice for Yoda because you could just push these ones and then you could have went and food processor days, but onto the food stockpile. Kind of early there. I'd be hard pressed to push all of these. Maybe end up with a second food processor later here. Interesting to see if anyone. Well, Parappa is going for the troop center. And Yoda not really thought about walling things too much and going to make a troop center right up against the edge of the carbon now. I don't think they'll get caught though. I think there's a little path for them. See, we ended up with a lot of carbon spent. They're after going for the farms though, so I think it's kind of even in like their carbon spending. Because there probably would have been a little bit of a window maybe if this wasn't here and it was here and all these got eaten. A few more workers going to carbon that you could get up to T2 and find that little window of damage here. But both players are putting more carbon into their economy early, so they should be even in that regard. Nobody should really get too ahead in their trooper count. I wouldn't have thought. I think both should be on their way to T2, right? Prappa's still managing to eat his gizgizes as well. Have a pretty healthy T2 economy when he gets there. And Yoda's actually got quite a lot of troopers out though. Prappa's not necessarily doing the same thing. He's up to 2 or 3 there. But got a good wall on this right hand side. Just needs to watch these guys at the front here. Yoda not got much urgency though. Not moving around while his trooper recruits, just waiting for a trooper. Good light wall here, closing things out. Might want to do the same here on the left hand side though. And both of them just actually going to pass one another. Oh, but that just super favours Yoda here. That's not going to feel good for Parappa now because he's desperately going to have to rush to getting these 2 turrets. Go 1.25. And those couple of troopers, did they die again? Yeah. If they'd even survived, they wouldn't have been able to get round here too well to join up. He would have been kind of sneaky. He does know where his opponent is. He's maybe assuming this is walled and he's trying to come right round the back of this carbon. Coming off this lilac here. Imagine he's going to try and go right round that carbon. We'd get some good shots here on the other side because I don't think the turrets will reach him. So, like a firing squad there on the workers, the carbon workers. And plenty of troopers at home to defend himself. Got some idols here. They're maybe going to go to carbon or start building some farm somewhere. But into position he goes here and you can pretty much one volley these almost. I could, to be honest. There's I guess maybe one worker off. Or one trooper off, rather. We're having a one volley kill. Rapid doing a good job, though, reacting to that. And I think Yoda was maybe missing a little bit of a beat there, where he could have maybe had like his troopers already here while these guys are still in play, dragging these troopers away, find some more damage. Maybe giving Parappa a little bit too much credit that this would be walled. I think maybe potentially worried about zone counter-attack hitting him as well. He's going to come in here, but Parappa will be a bit better to deal with this since he's got these troopers in position now. Might lose a worker though. He's got a pretty good arc there. I don't think Yoda wants to take this fight at all. Might be forced into it a bit here though. If Parappa keeps trying to force the issue. He's going to walk away. And we can just have a wee look and see where we're standing. Parappa really ahead in food. That's maybe because he's had his farms. I don't know how idle these guys were though, for like how long. I think the farms are quicker than these as well, so. It's just they have a higher carbon investment. And then we go with the War Center, so you get that free armor for Genosians. I was just thinking, if he had +1, he could just come through this wall, right, and put the pressure on Yoda here. But we're almost getting to that point where if they have a trade, it's almost going to feel like whoever wins the trade wins the game. Rappa walking around in box formation a lot here with quite a lot of troopers. If he feels it's making him sneakier or not. I like to do it with like small amounts, but I don't think I would really do it with tons. Maybe they are sneakier though. Might be a little bit better when he comes in here in this formation. Get more of them onto the markers. So he didn't really have to move for that second volley. And he's kind of just getting in here because he's bold. Both him and Yoda were being a bit cautious, but he's going to walk straight into Yoda's forces here. And I know he's picked up a couple of troopers, but that's not going to feel great. A bit of indecision there. That's my bad, my idle worker hook here, the CC1. The medic's nice. I kind of like it with Republic. I don't know if I'd really care about it with the other civs, but they get a little bonus to healing. Maybe top some of these boys off and give them more health. That means they can take a bit more damage. If we're trying to get the wall here quickly. We should do. Not much Yoda can really do there. Not gone on the War Center upgrades as of yet. Not even gone for the War Center, actually. Though it's not necessarily needed too much in this instance when he wants to go for a wall. It's very helpful. Napalm was trying to be sneaky. I don't know. Is he actually trying to engage here with these? A bit of a donation. I thought that would have been cool if he'd like snuck them off to try and do some damage since he's got his wall up. But Yoda just kind of hard pressed to find the damage, but still in control, has the map control. And off to T3. Rappa keeping up though. He was ahead in food for a lot of that, so still is. Maintaining quite an economic lead here on Yoda. Did kill some of Yoda's workers, didn't he? Feeling quite strong here at home with the walls. Doing the map pretty well, makes it quite easy for this. Unless there's going to be some sneaky hole somewhere. But Yoda could probably just go back with his troopers and actually play around with the troopers in this instance. Like, he might actually be worth upgrading them. The heavy trooper, getting that +2 range, and then reinforcing them with some Met Destroyer or Strike Mech, and I don't know if he'll be able to reach this from the outside actually when he gets the range upgrade. Could be good. He got his damage upgrades on these troopers. Double Strike Mech here. Has lost a lot of the troopers. It might not be worth it now. Not going for it. I think it would have been nice though if they did get the upgrades and then they could take down the prefab shelters. Let the Strike Mechs walk in. Perhaps I'm just gonna go for the air here. To air base. And it looks like Yoda sees that and feels he has to respond in kind. Power droid, double air base dropping down. I'm going to be retreating with his units here. Maybe angles for these Strike Mechs here at the carbon. I don't think Parappa will feel that too much though. He could just new carbon processor. Largely built CC here though, so he might feel committed to keeping this cluster. We could just move here. Could make a bomber too to get rid of these. Surprised he's making another turret. This feels a little bit unnecessary. And if make it there, then could make it even closer. This is nice for Yoda because the Strike Mech's just giving him line of sight and vision to come in with his fighters here and try and take control. There's the bomber that was made. Hope I can get the first shot there. But unfortunately, well, he traded 2 for 2. He just did it. And being harassed here, forced to make the turret. Yoda gonna have all the map control here. There's one thing he probably should be doing as Republic in this instance, is grabbing up the holocrons. Since Parappa's giving him the whole map here. But he has only found, well, there's 2 of them. That's pretty good. I mean, he's Republic. It's free money, isn't it? It's worth doing. Quite strong as well. They could turn it into some night aggression or something later. Be good against the air. Parappa just going to sort of a boom here. Yoda's still on 2cc. Focus pretty highly on getting a huge amount of fighters. We'll maybe need to see him do some big damage with those though. Justify, because I think he will start falling behind. Still the same sort of 3 worker lead. Not much reflection in the resources. This is a lot of ore and difference, though, I suppose. Big concentration of resources here in the center. And looks like Yoda's playing towards that, which is a good move. He's got quite a lot. He's made this sort of his rally point. That's where all his workers are. So his units sort of pseudo protect that. Now going out onto the map, and we can see Parappa's actually thinking about picking up these holocrons now. Maybe he's been thinking about, well, this Republic. Should I really let him get them all? And there's the temple and the Padawan popping out for Yoda as he starts these raids. See if he can start a step. It's pretty responsive in a 1v1 in terms of lag, so should be able to just ignore these turrets, really. And just move, shoot a worker, move, shoot a worker. Pick up there for Parappa. One holocron being secured there on the minimap for Yoda. And one for Parappa. Seems like another turret here. Trying to get the fighters there. Oh, that's nice. Kind of went even for Parappa there. Didn't look like it would. They both get fast fighter and shields, so even matchup in that regard. It's just Geonosians won't be able to like go as all in on air as Republic could. Oh, the heavy weapons factory. Yeah. At least turtling quite a bit. I'm interested to see where their upgrades have gone. After upgrading everything. No, missing motivator 1 for Yoda, which I think is a big thing. Yoda's just not nailing these things, and I think that might actually start to show on a reflection. We'll see though. 6 workers. I feel like that's really taken off since the difference in missing the upgrades here. I would say Yoda's maybe got a bit too many workers on Nova as well. Check beam drill mining now, which kind of huge for having so many on it. And Rappa's got both of these as well, so. I don't know why this trooper's griefing the workers is just standing there. Oh no. Now the turret's gonna increase their journey. Yeah, I hope Yoda upgrades his eco. Forget, he's got mover now. But you could still see him get a lot of these holocrons and power up. There's still 2 for grabs. Neither of which he's found yet, though. He does have a fighter sort of scouting, he's just sort of forgotten about it. The way that this game's playing out, though, the matchup's definitely going to favour Republic heavily here. This is going to get to a point where it does feel kind of relevant to Civs. Just because this game's gone in a way where you can just play air into this sort of turtle, pick up holocrons, and their air can go to advanced fighters. Geos can't do that. Then go into attackers, they get efficient manufacturing. Geos don't get that. They've got masters that they can build off of Food Nova. Geos can't do that. They need to go into something that's going to be more carbon heavy. Like into your artillery and your mechs. Another one picked up. I'll be up to 3. We can see Yoda on his way to T4. Parappa ahead though, in terms of T4. Parappa could be in a unique situation here. If he's still got some of his fighters, You could upgrade them to Fast Fighter, he can go and take a trade with Yoda, and then you could just actually just start making interceptors and try and keep the air count low for Yoda. And if you can kind of take out the sting of that initial upgrade for the air civ player, I think that'd be quite good for him. Sort of add a little bit more of an equilibrium to the whole difference in the civs, but I kind of went into a lot of AA mobiles here. I guess at the very least you could maybe go for the advanced turrets ahead of time. Although his ore is looking a bit low. He's mined that one pile here, and the other one's outside of his walls, so... You can see Yoda coming in, and I think Yoda, just because he's got that little bit of anxiety that Parappa's tanked ahead of him, he's like, should I kill his fighters? Should I trade with him now, knowing that I tended to have more? Parappa relying on heavy anti-air mobiles at the moment. He's actually got the range, the retrofit for them. Got a few here, but does he really have much of an army to complement it with? I'm going for a Repeater Trooper. He will get his armor for free, being Genosians. Doesn't get stim packs though. Do they? I'm not. Yeah, they don't. But has a cannon out early too. I just worry that Yoda, once he's got his upgrades, can actually just do a lot more damage to him. One for homing sensors, which buffs his turrets a little bit and helps his anti-air mobiles quite a lot. There's none of that Hellfire rocket pods yet though. Let's put a bit of pressure on here on Yoda, but Yoda could just get a master out, get concentration, and take those cannons away. Again, I do feel like Republic's just going to feel a lot stronger here. And I don't feel like they can win against these AA mobiles, so I feel. And they kill the fighters so quickly. They kill the cannons so quickly. This is just a bit too bold. You can see the masters have popped out as well, which kind of would have spelled disaster for that whole attack. See, I feel like Parappa's built quite a strong economy, but maybe just not the best tech choices. And I think his second ore being out here has definitely harmed him quite a bit as well. I'm the control to get that. I feel like the map does have a little bit of a bias of placing them all around there in the centre. And Yoda definitely leaned into that a bit more. Must have purchased the ore to get that. Be nice if he could have these turrets just reinforcing, like crawling here. I don't know if Yoda can catch up on troopers, it'll take him a while. I think additionally too, if Parappa maybe just like didn't go for the repeaters so much and just went for the mass mounties. Like the mass mounties, AA mobile would probably have worked quite well. The repeaters are just a little bit flimsy. Here, there's a lot of all these guys, did they get the rocket one? It would be nice to get this. Like double shots. I would just love to see like a couple of workers with this, just building a turret in this position. Maybe a sensor post as well. And we can see that going to be a counter attack here from Yoda. I assume he's going to drop some masters in the base. There are 5. And that's going to cause him some problems. It's going to force Parappa to maybe start rallying some troopers into his carbon lines here. Build some sensor posts so that you can see these. Although he hasn't actually gotten the stealth upgrade yet. It could be annoying and like literally take away all his turrets. Which is going to feel pretty bad when he's had to buy ore to get the upgrade. But he is pouring in here with the units. And this might prove difficult for Yoda to defend, because there is a lot of anti-air mobiles now. I think Yoda's going to have to make a choice in how is he almost trying to switch into strike mech here? He does get heavy strike mech as Republic, would be a good move. Force Parappa to maybe start making some grenade troopers as well. It's either he gets a lot of masters, and converts all these A-mobiles and uses his fighters, or he gets a ton of attackers, which might be quite difficult. Or he gets a good amount of strike mechs and then he can get rid of these. Maybe make some strike mechs and mounties, but quite a few turrets getting stolen away here. All three of them gone, in fact. Power core getting taken away now as well. And it's kind of just chaos for both players, like really difficult for them. Because they've got a lot to manage here. They've got to keep their own chaos and shenanigans and each other's base alive and well while managing what's going on in theirs. A few masters dying here, unfortunately. That's big losses for Yoda, but he did get up to 4 holocrons. He is invisible now. I think it would have been nice for Parapet just build sensor posts while he was walking. Yoda got like the map hacked in his base now with these. Could just bash these down with the workers. And again, sensor posts. See those invisible Jedi in the base. That's interesting. I don't feel like either player should resign here. I don't know. Has Yoda lost all his workers, maybe? He's still got 4 hollows, though, which is kind of nuts. His pop is down low. How do we feel? He's got double his workers, but I mean, I don't know, like... Hollows is kind of nuts. It's almost like you're set up as well, like... Rappa's not too rich. His troopers aren't like the greatest thing in the world. It's like getting to the finish line there, you know, when you've got all the text for your masters, you've got the 4 hollows. I guess he just doesn't have the food though, does he? Doesn't really have anything at home either to defend right now. I understand the resign, yeah. It's got a few things there to be annoying with, but it's up to him. That was quite a chaotic game. It could have really gone. Got very coin flippy there. Don't know how to do things anymore. Not sure how this works actually. Can I just... Where even am I? That's one thing that pause mute. Where was I? That's one downside of doing this. Yoda Parappa, Yoda Parappa. I think we're here, right? So next up, it's Calamus. Why do I need to close this? I think we do. I wish I wouldn't do that. Resets me back to where I was. Just hit spectate again. Off to the next game. So in the blue here, we got Cal Vega, the Zan Consortium. And of course it is been selected as Desert. And then in the orange we got SY here, the Geonosians, in the orange. See how this game turns out. In Deserts we got what? 5, 6 nerfs. Must be more out there somewhere. Maybe up to 8. Decent amount of lure. Tree clusters. Some of them are looking a bit wild. Like either, but this is kind of nice though, I guess, because it's right up against Sketch. I think I want to lean into this and then close walls here and here. It'd be good. I wouldn't want to go up this hill, man. It looks grim. Little medic here. If that's an accident. Cal's, on the other hand, is... I guess you just play for this, yeah. This feels a little far away. Maybe build up there, but there's a lot of closing out. I think it's like the greatest carbon clusters for either player. Even this could feel kind of grim if you got pinned and someone made a turret behind it. I'm going into here. Not the worst, it's just the hills feel rubbish. I was unsure if it actually did the whole elevation bonus to the damage that you do to the rocks to change them into their mineable mode. Or what. The whole belief though that the workers were slower mining on the hills. I'm just gonna speed up. I want out of T1 man. Is that just one EOP? 3 over here, but behind the carbon. What's the other 2? Good processor for 2 EOPs. Because he doesn't need farms. It's reasonable. Not much to be gained by having it in a good spot here either, is there? And we're just going to ignore them for SY, which is fairly reasonable, them being right behind the carbon. There's a lot more to actually gain from have a good placed food processor. The troop center on the way, SY on the way to T2. Make it the same here. No troop center yet. I don't know why he makes the wall up to there and then makes it here. Would have been good to just keep making his wall. Getting up to 10 nerfs here. Is that 10 versus 6? It is. That's a little bit of a lead here economically for Cal Vega. Second troop center on the way, macro binoculars out. The medic stands here ready to lead the charge, fluffy rabbit style. Yikes. There we go. The idle time there. I think SY could use his own second carbon processor. SY moving across the map now. It's going to kind of suck being on the defensive here as Cal, I would think, when your opponents can benefit from this hill coming into your base. That elevation bonus. They should see each other here. Pretty easy win for Cal here. So 3 for 5. The medic goes down. What noise. Probably going to collide again. And that one going to favour SY here. It's a good like walls closing things out. I want to make a food processor up here though. That makes some more farms. Another little trade there. Just been trading back and forth. This almost feels like a kind of game where you can go for the third TC. It's gonna be a real stuck in T2 kind of game. Maybe not as Geos though, since you'll get your armor upgrade for free, so maybe you want to get that War Center. We're definitely getting to that point. I don't know if anyone's been squeezing in their upgrades or what. Everything here for this one, other than Motivator. It's getting to that point where you could probably justify Motivator though. No stimulants, no irrigation for Cal at the moment. Let's get his War Center though, getting his damage. Damage before armor. There's the hill there. SY not want to take that trade though, gonna retreat. Doesn't want to be suffering that malice and damage while taking more damage too. Again, the elevation bonuses just applying here. Turret going down. Closed things out here on the left hand side and actually kept all this Nova and Aura in, which is nice for him. But we do have both War Center upgrades here. armor for free for SY. Damage on the way. Both moving out here, but Cal obviously doesn't have to move far to be into the base, and he might run in here, maybe just shoot some workers, kill some farms or something. I don't think he's realizing that he's going to get stuck. That's why I might just take the fight here. Cal rallying a lot more troopers. It's almost like he feels he can go for the jugular here, but that's why taking the elevation there, and I think it actually is going to win this. Purely based on that buff. Not like the worst trade for Cal, considering he was stuck there. That's why I could have waited for more troopers and then forced the fight, since Cal couldn't really go anywhere. There was potential, though, that he could go right up to the wall and kill it before his opponent gets to him, and then run out. We'll see that momentum shift to SY pushing onto Cal here. And Cal getting his spaceport now. Got quite a few farms, and maybe going to be thinking about that tech level 3. He's maybe going to make a new carbon processor over here. Lighting on this Nova pile. The Geonosians just winning. Win after win here. I think SY could be building a bit more farms than this. I think Cal was trying to cut some corners to go T3. It's getting quite close. They can actually afford it with the spaceport. It's just not hitting the button. I think he can actually afford it naturally. I think he should be going for it. He's got them into a situation where they're quite low troopers on both sides. And, I mean, I don't know what. Does he think he needs a second building or something? Or got another troop center? There we go, T3. I wonder why I went for the TC. Is he respecting SY's decision to go troopers too much? Like, does he think he's going to come in with a lot more troopers? Maybe he's going to play 4 troopers in T3 here. Certainly have the economy for it, would have thought. 2 workers on Nova here. There's enough to get, like, heavy. See if SY managed to get... Oh yeah, he's on his way now. He's still making troopers, though. It would be quite good for Geonosians to keep making troopers. It's not so great for Zan, like in the long grand scheme of things, you know. Going to T4 and stuff, but... For SY, he would get the armor for free, which is nice, because it's really a long tech, and save you like 300 res. Cal going to push in here with these troopers he's built up. And he does hit T3, so the troopers will give him vision and he'll know what he's doing with his like mech factories and stuff. Got 2 here. Actually running past forces, does take a trade where his elevation's a bit wrong, but he's going to smash that fight. A lot of these guys like shot 1 trooper over here, which kind of ruined them. And this is not going to be a good spot for SY because he's just a little bit too late to T3. These troopers are going to be on him, forcing a lot of decisions here. And then there's going to be strike mechs running across the map too, and they're going to get into like a nice spot. Troopers are giving them advanced vision and letting them know exactly where they want to position themselves to do the most damage. And there's actually really good spots behind the carbon here too. You can actually sit on top of the turret. Sit on either turret. Oh, that's a turret anti-air one. Strike mechs actually loses 1 to the troopers there, which is huge for Cal. I'm going to lose a second. I think that's maybe it for SY. Taking a lot of damage here. 2 mech destroyers forced out. I hear a lot of workers dying. Nothing's really mining. Meanwhile, Cal home, another command center. He's keeping the aggression a bit. Need to be careful with mech destroyers on this, because it's not too hard to mix in some mounted troopers. It's still being attacked as well. I find that SY's base is just not going to have much carbon in a safe position. And almost have to sort of expand towards his opponent here. See, this feels a little bit like a map screen now at this point in T3. You can see the difference in the sort of safe carbon on the minimap here for Cal compared to SY. I'm just going to go for a mech push, I think. 2 MDs popping out. Got the War Center upgrades. I think he should have a lead on, yeah. And he can just keep coming in here and forcing trades. And SY is 27 workers to sit. He's not really got any chance here at this point. Cal wins. 1 MD going down here. And GG force there from Cal, or from SY, so Cal takes that one. GG well played. So where am I? Done this, we've done this. Who's playing in this game? Rappa and Yoda, or? There's a Wan Mingito as well. I don't know who's... Alright, it's just Parappa and Yoda. So Yoda and the Trade Federation was Motherload. The purple, and then the other side of things we got Parappa and the teal are the Scion here. The Geonosians. No unethical Motherloads either. No path to the war. Ton of nerf though. Toronto's. Looks like an extra spawn, is it? 6? Unsure. Or what is the situation here? We need to do a little bit of calculate some Motherload ethics here on this map. I mean that's 6, right? Anything else in the corner, so 6, 10, 16. So that's 20 nerfs already to pick up. 20 Malthus, so it's 28 on Parappa's side. I don't think that's the same for both players, is it? Okay, we got 10, 16, 20, 22, 28. Okay, that's, I guess 2 more for Yoda, but I mean 26 versus 28. I don't think anyone's really going to cry over that too much. I think you're sort of past that point of the diminishing returns. I don't really care so much about the difference. It's going to be huge food for both players at the start here. Like, really strong mounty rushes or really quick T3s, or see what they want to do. Trade Federation as well. Like I think we all know what to do here as Trade Federation. You mean I don't need to build any prefab shelters? I can just make as many mounted troopers as I want. Hell yeah. Tons of food with these cheeky Rontos as well. Oh no. Oh, he's gonna give it to him. Ethical. Is this a new Yoda? Ethical Yoda? What's happened to Parappa here? With scouting, like... Man. I think Parappa thinks they're like fighting over these for some reason, and he's just not. Like... Scout the top of your base, son. Oh, he's been eating the Banthas as well. He's gonna lure their Rontos too. That's just like so much longer of not finding the nerfs. See, this is the big difference now. Because Parappa's not picking them up, like it's gonna start to show. I don't know what's happened with his workers because he gets basic training for free, but someone out there saying damn right now, aloud to themselves. The Banthas that could have been. There we go, you gotta pick these up now, and he's gonna think, oh crap, that's like 2 minutes of me not having these. Oh, Yoda's like taking these ones though. He's like, you know what? That seems like he's got too many. I know I'm being ethical, but I'm not gonna be that ethical, he was thinking there. Troop center's up. Is he gonna go for T2 ones? Because it almost feels like a mistake to go in the Ronto, right? Because you just got so much food income. It's actually gone for the no carbon processor, but I think if you maybe skip the Rono, you can just go carbon processor and just have your carbon all entirely set up. Mounties are on the way though. What on earth? Alright, 28. I mean, perhaps I could just tack. Absolutely tack. I like the ore decision. You can build some turrets or something. Go for the wall. The light wall. Medic being annoying, they're going to drop that rancor on the workers. These guys are taking their sweet time with the carbon. Where's this? Not like second and third TC or something. Just go hard mounties. This guy, Mountie Trooper, going to come in here. Gonna have to just fight with the workers here, I feel. I think what Parappa can do is just bash them down. Could have lured this out with the workers and prefab, close that out. If need be. Got his wall finished here though. Buy him a little bit of time. I think if we're not gonna have like a troop center, it's just gotta have to be like turret. And then maybe eventually you can get turret to cover your nurseries. Because he's picked up a lot of ore with his workers. He's maybe gonna do like a spaceport cell and go Geonosians or something. I think the turrets are probably more relevant like right now than the troop center. This is like a late response to the troop center. And war center. And they should be T2, right? So he's gonna get their upgrades. Not really on Nova so much though. Never actually picked up these 6 nerfs as well, so not as strong as it could be. A little wall in. Unfortunately, these guys are just asleep at the wheel, asleep at the job there. And the ore workers have been rumbled. I just like to see some turrets though. Turret. And then nothing to really worry about too much. Because this is the problem now, right? They can go for the nurseries and just take all those nerfs away. These things have got like no armor, they just die. Crap out the spaceport, which is kind of warranted. Like, he's got like 1,000 food. But we're just trying to rely on the command. There's 2 rancors in here now as well. The Bantha's taken away. It's one of their own to eat just so much food on this map. Crazy. Is that the power core? I want to wall that then. Bold. You're gonna try and wall it like here, yeah. I can go like gate right here and prefab. Problem is it just leaves your nerfs isolated and then they get taken away from you then you've got nothing. Parappa, just at this point, kind of tilted. Here's the idea for turrets, but I think it's just too late. I think it feels a little bit regrettable as well, because he went Ore in T1, which kind of like opened this window for him to have like 3 turrets to cover his whole base. As like an alternative to just getting Trooper recruits out, but it just didn't come to him in time, unfortunately. So GG there, you're gonna take that game. Where am I? I was here, wasn't I? Parappa won Megate this time. Is this Comet? Cairn or something like that? I don't know. Parappa RL, yeah. It's just full of Jakku, isn't it? What's this boy up to? A bunch of Minox. I haven't really seen much. I don't know if the lures got taken off these maps or what. I mean, if they did, like, good. It's just toxic. I feel like you're gonna unwittingly steal dewbacks and stuff from those maps. Just out of the anxiety of not wanting to lose yours. Like, you just think, oh, that must be my one. Well, that's kind of nice, isn't it? Got your food stockpile and your Minox right next to each other. I was wondering where his was. Kind of like exposed out here. That's a far spawn. Like, this is a nice little economic zone though. If we got it closed off with some prefab shelters. I don't know. Right, let's speed it up. Get out of T1. So nice to see maps like this where there's just not an air transport. The painful days of Space Mass gone. You feel compelled to do the T1 transport rush. I guess itself was a little bit of an art as well, though. Parappa just wants to get all these near the thing and go scout, but I think unfortunately he's actually creating a lot of rot. All that food that's being lost as time goes on. Let's let us get a scout out of the map though. I think it's just going to be a straight journey over here now, is it? The food processor. I wonder who's going to come out ahead here in the T1 difference. I think there's going to be a little bit less surface area for one here on its food stockpiles. Leaning at the farms quite heavily. I'm going to go farms here. Let's put a few over. One reasonable split. Give it a few minutes and then we'll check and see where they stand. I'm going into T2. Nova processor with what? 5 workers? Okay, that's a bit of a point I'm gonna have to just compare now. Pretty even. Very even, really. Okay. This was a big deviation, though. Parappa's base pretty well walled on this one, eh? So the 5 prefabs there, that entire right-hand side. Is this left-hand bias that you would worry about initially here, though? I can see why I'm doing this similar thing here. Some light walls. Imagine if this just went to here, though. Then the Nova's completely safe. Guan's fully walled. What's his plan? Off to T2. think his food income's that good though. So Parappa's built a bit more farms than him. There's a bit more workers on. Well, he's taking them off now though. What for troop center? Okay, that's interesting. I actually clicked up to T2 yet. On P1. Making so many farms here though that that carbon just wasn't available for like this infrastructure. Hmm. The hull was all on islands. Yeah. It's fair, there's just one on the mainland. It would be really easy to find like all 5 on this map, and I think if all 5 were on the main map, that sets the tone, doesn't it? Like if you're in a 1v1, you can see all 5, both of you. It's probably going to end up like a lot of the Age of Empires games go, where it's like relics, monks, and scouts, isn't it? That and walls. Sort of passive aggressive. And then they use all that free gold for their knights and stuff, their shenanigans.
We fight for the first order. Nothing going on, sir.
Troopers popping out here. I think some flame troopers would be in order, in all honesty. Get through that light wall. One might think he's a little bit too safe for that light wall. I think he's going to do another wall behind the layered defense here. Medium wall there, close out entirely. You've got the scout helping out here for DPS. Oh! Oh no. Juan. No, Juan, no! Panic. No, you just wait a few seconds. You go now, you send a worker. You gotta close it out. You can handle 4 troopers. Oh no. Oh no. Let's try and do a little bit of repairing. Running at an angle. Another one goes down. I think he might have needed a turret. Oh, he's T3. He would be okay. He doesn't need the turret. Should have closed this though. Should have closed this. During all this, he could have closed it. Here comes the flame trooper somewhere. Where did he go? Scouting for things. Strike mech. Prepare your workers, punch your workers, do anything. Parappa should be on the way to T3, I would have thought. Soon. The building's going down. Where's the money really with Spaceport? Oh, the angle he's finding here though, he's going to get a few more kills. Oh. They're all idle too. Juan needs to just counter attack, man. He needs to get these 3 strike mechs into his base somehow. And he might be hard pressed to do that because it's just such a good wall. You actually might need the air base here. The transport. Like, he just has to do damage back, I feel. Going for the command center. Like, he's made all these strike mechs, though. He could have went up to 4, dropped them with the transport, ran in, and just forced as much damage. I really don't like him not doing this. Like, he really needs to do that. There's the airbase now. Because it just stops your opponent playing too greedy here. Because Parappa could sort of economically leapfrog him. Like behind these walls, you could just go into T3, right, and just drop 2 command centers. You can see you can already afford 1 now, and you could just afford a second one. You don't have the pressure, you know. If he manages to drop in, you can force him to make like grenade troopers, make more turrets, stuff like that. You know, like Rage Perks, he doesn't have a mech factory right now. You may have to go and buy a mech factory, get a mech destroyer. Oh man. Transport. But Appa's getting away with it. You can't keep getting away with it. The walls are too thick. It's a good turret placement, this. Don't want to lose them. Juan! Juan! What is this? Fire coming in here, gonna force the anti-air turret. It's easily dealt with as well, though, with anti-air troopers. It's down here, though, that's cool. Biz Nova Idol. Perhaps a little bit phased out of getting an airbase. Power core all the way over here. Oh! That's bold, man. The Black Sun. He gets all the ore, though. He pressures the Nova. Oh, that's his only Nova, too. Oh. He did artillery behind this. I think that's quite clever. I like it. You just get like huge map control on this map with forts, right? Oh, the CC? I don't like the CC, actually. I think Power Droid, Heavy Weapons Factory. Look at Wan's resources too. And then just artillery. I think that would have been huge. I mean, this could have might as well just been like a ore processor. You could have like made a second fort after as well, right? And just like make another one here. Because you're gonna feel quite like stuck in this map with not enough space. And then Wan will have the whole map. It's gonna feel bad for Parappa though, right? He's got no Nova access. Unless he makes a transport. Drops in the back here. Another command? So this boy's going for a big boom. Maybe it's a bluff. He's just going to boom behind this. Take advantage of all the space that he's got and Parappa doesn't have. Third CC now for Parappa. Four turrets now? Man, what is all this Nova, dude? Holy. Just mate, where's the artillery? It would just be so good for him to do this. Like, there's like no way Parappa can punish him. You could even be hitting this point, and that would just be such grief for Parappa to deal with. This was such a good move though, this fortress. I'm really glad to see that out. Okay, Parappa to leave the house, and it's going to try and sneak some like strikes around and get some damage here. This guy's an inside man, he's already started creating the hole. Fortunately, it's only started, so it's still 90 carbon to go. Wow, has he just purchased T3, T4? All his Nova. He's on the way. We can get the cannons out. It's an alternative thing you could do. Black Sun, though? Hmm. Could go Night Mothers. Night Mothers cannons. Parappa just not going to be like that well equipped for it. We're getting into some positions here, though. I'm griefing the workers. I mean, he's got an MD on the way. He's got 4 command centers. I don't think he'll mind too much. I think maybe you could split half these workers off and make another Nova processor. What's Parappa up to at home? Similar population. How does it look economically? Parappa got the lead in some things, but then it's kind of choose what you think's more relevant, I suppose. Pretty even. It's just that Wan's on his way to T4 and Parappa's just not. Get MDs popping out here. That command center? You know, Wan could just make a bomber. Or even an attacker. It just depend here. Yeah, this shouldn't trouble him really. Cannon. Instantly going for the cannon here. Shield generator power core. Instant cannon. It's going to be so hot. Like, you could probably sit it like here, right? And just hit a lot of the stuff at the turret. You know, I think this might be like one time. Since your opponent's not gone airbase, the one time you just like make an AC. So you just shoot your opponent's workers. Trying to get over a good position here, where you can maybe camp some of these cannons. Don't want to let him in. It's a good flanking position though. The fortress is griefing, like it's going for the turret. Cannon getting pushed into the turret. The MD's gonna catch it here. Might be better to just make these cannons in here at home. You're gonna call GG, man? What? What, Wan? Oh, Wan. No, Wan. You need to work on your discipline here. You are so far ahead. You don't even know it. You're so far ahead of your opponent, you don't even know it. Literally just one attacker can come and defend this for you. Oh, it's disappointing to see. I think he should have won that game. Like, literally, he doesn't need anything, like any shields or anything like that. It doesn't get them on that civ. He just needs to make like a couple of attackers and they can just defend them. Like, it's a strong unit. Secure this position and just start being annoying with the cannons, and then he could go into like Night Mothers or something with Black Sun. Disappointing to see there. I thought he was in a really good. I thought he might have won that game. Where were we? I think it was that one, right? It's another Cal SY one. Desert once again. We got Cal Vega here in the blue with the resistance. And then we got SY here in the red with the first order. Get me out of T1. G-Back lured. No nerfs on this one. Is that it? One lure, two lures and some Eopies? 5 or 6 Eopies. More over there. They're all split for each player though. Kind of even. Not nice carbon though. Good processor for both, just to pick these up since they'll need to make farms. Yes, what was this little gap he's got? So interesting to see if they go for a rush here or they both try a T3. You're gonna have to make a lot of farms. We're going to end up with like a big, over the course of like going from T2 to T3, or T1 to T2, they're going to end up with so much food. Okay, we got the troop center down. Second troop center on the way. Just not much carbon for troopers right now. Medic hanging out there. Looks like Cal's thinking about T3. You should see this though, right? You can sketch this right now. He's double TC. I think he's going double turret T3. He's got the one workers, or two workers rallying off over. Oh, okay. Oh, I thought it was medium walls he placed. Been quite a bit of over actually, he's been doing this for a while. It's kind of a sneaky Nova over here as well. That might actually not get caught by his opponent. That's why he's just not out in the map yet. On both his upgrades, just not quite consistent in queuing up the troopers right now. That's why he's going to see that now, and it's really going to have to be his moment where he starts moving things over. He sees this turret here. Can't really do anything with the turret to punish his opponent. He's got some medics, which is interesting. He needs to get across, though. He's going to see this worker, no? That could have been a bad moment. I need to be careful with that. I don't know, just put a gate here or something. Almost hoping for disaster right now. S-My feels like he has to go through the wall though. Cal's halfway to T3. He's gonna close it. Don't know if he needed this. I think he should have just called the bluff, right? Gone for the wall. Cal didn't put anything behind it. Could have put like a prefab. Actually forced to make a turret here. I think this was super preventable. The medics did a good job though, like topping them up for the CC fire. It's gonna make it like he can't do anything with his workers against these. However, a strike mech is gonna do a lot. Going for the power core. Would have been great if he just rallied some like flame troopers in. Just to keep the pressure of this rush going like a little bit longer. Put some pressure on the strike mechs when they pop out. I'm gonna be pretty safe to shoot these though, and the medic's not gonna save them. It's like a two-shot. You can see like even when it heals the first bit, it's still a two-shot. Right, so Cal's T3. S-My is not, but he can afford it. And actual good moment for his civ, right? For advancing attack level is one fewer, but there's actually a huge moment for him. Because he just needed the spaceport. So off to T3 he goes, a little bit further ahead than he probably would be on another civ. Trooper's going to see these strikes coming in. He's trying to close this out desperately with the workers. He could do the thing where you just build it a little bit, move, build it a little bit. This could be a gate. Could have blocked him out. But Cal does get in with two strike mechs. This is actually a huge wall, like the way those tree clusters and cliffs have spawned. Like a huge partition of the map. S-My did not have much food left after attacking, so making Grens feels a little horrible. But I think with 3 you should walk this fight, right? Although elevation's going to play a role. Missed the shots, needs to move away. Oof. Let's see, it becomes a bit of micro between the two, but it's going to favour the strike mech player, I would say. Mech factory not ready yet. That's a lot of time for Cal to switch up things. He's got the airbase, might start coming in with a few fighters. SY is clever enough to be getting some anti-air troopers ahead of time though. Make it easier for himself defending. Picking up a kill there. Here comes the fighter now. But he's got these ahead of time. If Cal's not actually looking, he might just kill the fighter. Yep. MD pops out now, and SY should be pretty safe, and I think both players are actually just going to end up maybe booming here now. Cal not taking advantage of his lead in T3 much. No command center. There it is now. It's going to be double airbase. I don't think there's much chance of airbases yet for SY, is there? I think his best bet is probably 2 CCs, and then he just has to tank a little bit, at least for a little while. And again, we're going to get into a game where it's like they're turtling and booming and be passive aggressive with like air, and that's going to favour resistance here, right? Because they're the air civ. So when either gets to T4, they can just scale their air way more than the first order player can. Still think those things are saying my favourite map every time you click them. That's all I hear, my favourite map. And it is, it's desert. Good old desert. Very exposed here for air. This could be a disaster, to be honest. There's like a lot of ground to cover with just like anti-air troopers. Oh god. This could end the game, to be honest. Desperately going for the turret. Gonna feel pretty bad about this. Like falling that far behind, and then they're the air civ as well. Random messages. Guess why just not on Nova at all. Could afford air bases, I suppose. I think what might have been a pretty good move to go for in this situation, when you got a wall like this, if you had to double down on defending with like defending air without air, maybe go for the fortress and like trying to get some jet troopers out and harass it. Though air counters them in a sense, they can actually run away from the air quite well. Oh, this is interesting. What's he up to? Why has he built 3 transports? I wonder if he's going to tank the turret with the transports. Or this is just a massive mistake. I'm not inclined to believe it is a mistake because he's got 2 air bases, not 3. There's no war center, so there's no transport stealth shenanigans. I was going to drop some mounties as well. So maybe just going to drop some strikes, some mounties, and take advantage of like the safety that SY is feeling with his walls. And then if he can take some of the like anti-air down, like the fighters can do so much damage. It's again like another moment where it just feels terrible not to have your own fighters. But like if there was a fortress on the way here for SY and then maybe like a couple jet troopers, it'd feel kind of solid. It's going to take a little while though, if Vega feels compelled to fill up all 3 transports. But maybe just put workers in the last one. Advanced mounties as well. I can arm the sea. No war center. It's a late war center for him, putting the armor. Needs to go for it though. I mean, if you were SY, you would assume that your opponent's just going to go for T4 air, right? So you'd be booming towards with that in mind, right? This way's got so much on ore now. Decent sort of garrison coverage. But this is going to catch him. He's going to see this on this sensor post, though. Like, what the hell's in those transports? What's going on? Some flame troopers. Flame troopers do beat Mounties, but maybe not advanced Mounties. And especially not in this number, with some strike mechs too. And his MDs are just going to die. +2 damage, they're just tearing things to shreds. Then kill his power core, kill his turrets. I think SY just cooked here. Cal gonna get his blood here. Fortress trying to go down. But you can just hear all those workers dying. Ripperonis. Oh. And I think like just playing off this lead will be huge for you. Can see Cal is not doing anything at home though. It's 2,700 carbon. He's waiting for the GG from his opponent here. Like he's just sold a lot of it at the spaceport. He's gonna go click the button for T4. He's just way ahead of SY here. He's just dead and he's just like he's processing the loss. Like what the hell just happened? This is the value of keeping an eye on your opponent as well. Like no, don't just assume, right? You know the saying about making an ass out of you and me. See, I think this really would have been like the mid game play here. These units are bloody strong, man. It's just he focused a little bit too much on the whole, I need to get all these workers out, I need to get these farms out, I need to get like garrison coverage, anti-air turrets. I just didn't take the threat seriously enough. On the way to T4. I mean, to his credit, SY's hanging in there, but I don't know. 103 workers for Cal. 50 for SY, like, and then there's going to be T4 air soon enough. Unless these jet troopers are the greatest jet troopers of all time. They got some range upgrades. It's really all they need, isn't it? Look at their DPS, like even with nothing. No plus damage or anything. And just run away. And it's just kind of the way to play with these. You can probably just find like there's probably a critical amount to just tap the workers and you could just make little control groups of them and just run around. Like they could be as annoying as Geonosian warriors. And then you'd feel compelled as the air player to just put like a couple of fighters here, a couple of fighters here. It doesn't become chasing them so much, it's just being in position for them. These are tanking them pretty well though, eh? Once he gets the armor. Damn. Mounties. I feel like that wouldn't apply though in like a large scenario of units, right? Because they've got that little tiny bit of area of effect damage. It's the blast radius down there. Watch as we move through the rocks. Jet Troopers, the Homer Simpson hedge meme, I swear. Just flying through those buildings. In they come. Not really anything, the air's over here. They're so good at it though, eh? But here come the fast fighters. The original killer of workers. And SY going to resign there. But yeah, I'll call it there for this. So it'll maybe cover more of these games that people have been playing in a subsequent video. But as always, if you like the content, please consider liking the video, subscribing to the channel if you want to see more. You want to join our GBG community, you can find the Discord server invite link down below in the description field. One for the Expanding Fronts mod server as well. If you want to play this online, you can play it on foodplay.com. And if you want to support the channel in another way, maybe buy me a coffee, you can find a PayPal link down below in the description field. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care. Bye-bye.